I'm sticking with the art theme, but with a twist, viewers. A scandal being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate allegedly involving one of India's greatest master artists, M F Hussain, a painting. The Gandhi family and an under-investigation banker has become a case study for one of the world's premier anti-money laundering watchdogs. Yes, it sounds bizarre, viewers, but in my hand, I have this report. This report that has been put out by the FATF. And this report is called Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing in Art and Antiquities Market, February 2023. Now, viewers, it's a dubious distinction earned by the Congress. And it is bringing back one of the key accusations dogging the Congress since its UPA years, that it has mastered the, quote, art of Hawala, unquote. That's what is being said. Indeed, the FATF. Now, since the investigative agencies are probing the case, I'm not here sitting in judgment, neither is Times Now, but the Financial Action Task Force. Remember, Pakistan is on its global grey list. It was on its black list also. It's a very credible organization. It's an anti-corruption watchdog. It has focused on this as a case study, this deal, alleged deal, and made it a case study on money laundering. In the report, the FATF alludes to Kapoor and how he purchased mediocre art from a politician and in turn paid huge kickbacks through banking channels. It asserts that the price paid was not for art, but rather was in the form of a bribe to extract from the government of the day, the UPA, prestigious Padma award. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate in its charge sheet had mentioned Kapoor's alleged confession in which he stated how he had bought a painting from then ruling party, Congress, very top member of the Gandhi family in 2010. Because if he wouldn't have, it was possible that he may not have actually been in the favor of the Gandhis and the Congress party and wouldn't have won a Padma award that he was hankering after. Rana Kapoor also alleged that the late Ahmed Patel, a close associate of Sonia Gandhi, told him that his name would only be considered for the Padma Bhushan award if he actually purchased this art with illicit proceeds. The BJP has jumped upon the FATF listing, saying there's just no end to the Congress's corruption model. This is what Anurag Thakur said. Of course, the Congress very soon after returned fire and said that Rana Kapoor was being forced to say all of these things to get off the hook by the Modi government. Listen into this exchange.
एक के बाद दूसरा भ्रष्टाचार का मॉडल कांग्रेस का बाहर आता है। यूपीए की सरकार में दबाव बनाया गया यूपीए के एक मंत्री के द्वारा, और वो पेंटिंग से जो 2 करोड़ रुपए आए विदेश में किसके ऊपर खर्च किए गए? क्या पैसे के बदले पद्मा भूषण? क्या पेंटिंग के बदले पद्मा भूषण? देश को बेचने का कोई मौका आप लोगों ने नहीं छोड़ा होगा। मिस्टर आर कौन है?
मोदी जी पहले यह बताएं कि यस बैंक के राना कपूर से उनका क्या संबंध है। जब लोन बुक उस समय जब सत्ता में आए थे तो 55,000 करोड़ था और 2019 तक 2,41,000 करोड़ से ज़्यादा हो गया। और मोदी जी के कार्यक्रमों को स्पॉन्सर भी किया है उस व्यक्ति ने, राना कपूर ने। तो पहले इसका जवाब दें।
Well, viewers, familiar war of words, but that doesn't sort of absolve the original sin. Here you have a situation where the Enforcement Directorate has alleged that there was an underhand deal and it has got picked up by the FATF. Now, viewers, the FATF is not an adjunct of the Enforcement Directorate or the Modi government. It's a very credible organization that put Pakistan on the grey list. Pakistan is, of course, now off the grey list. But it wouldn't have done so, viewers, had there not been definitive proof. So, obviously, it has taken at face value the ED's investigation. And here, on page 22 of the FATF report, clause 59 and box 7, it says case study, purchase art with illicit proceeds and use art of no value to pay kickbacks. Sanjay Jha
was used for the treatment of Sonia Gandhi ji. Now here lies the catch. Do you find any link with Priyanka Gandhi ji and Yes Bank Rana Kapoor? I doubt it. The ED is still investigating it. Let the truth come out. Point number 1. Point number 2. We have got the similar instances of Mamata Banerjee purchasing painting from Sharada accused Sudipto Sen for 2 crore rupees. Sudipto Sen was purchasing from Mamata Banerjee for 2 crore rupees. That was a proved instance of corruption, my dear.
Okay.
We have got the Prime Minister of India getting 10 lakhs rupees monogrammed suit from somebody. We have got the Adanis getting favor from the government without no investigation. Now you come to this a report in which it is clearly stated the source is the Indian government.
Sir,
now if the Indian government is
sir,
biased,
1 minute.
then why did not it pinpoint the PNB scam?
Okay,
why
one
did
second,
not
one
it
second.
pinpoint
This is
the
about art.
PNB scam of the Nirav Modi scam?
Okay, can I come in?
That was a bigger scam.
Can I come in? Mr. Kamruji. Kamruji, this entire report is about money laundering and terrorist financing in the art and antiquities market. That is why the PNB scam has not been included. Secondly, there are other case studies. The source is France. There is one other case study using multiple bulk cash transactions to purchase art. Source is France. Then there is another one. The source is United States. Case study receiving high value art as bribe. There's even by Latvia. So this is just part and parcel of how they have collected.
Whatever. The FATF is a credible organization.
Then if it's credible, can you imagine that Priyanka Gandhi's role in this particular alleged role, as the ED is saying, has now made it to a list where countries like Pakistan are flagged. Can you believe it?
The case study.
Kamruji, even the Congress party has not denied.
By the Indian government after.
Oh my God, he's going in circles.
I'm not denying anything out here. The case study that has been given out here has been given by the BJP
Let
government.
me also tell you, viewers. Let me also tell you.
This is a clear case of bias.
Kamruji,
when you have other cases.
Kamruji. This is a report about money laundering and terror financing in the art and antiquities market. The ED, in fact, let me tell you, viewers, the FATF is not hiding anything from the world. It is not even convicting anybody. It has made it quite clear that the trial is ongoing and Mr. A, he's named as Mr. A, Rana Kapoor, has been in judicial custody since March 2020. And it also doesn't name Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. But it lists this as a case study of how money laundering is done through the sale and purchase of art and the antiquities. And it says, let me tell you, Mr. A purchased a piece of art from the close relative of a member of the ruling political party at the time for US dollars 264,000. Now, Sanju Verma, are you today infiltrating the FATF with your agents, with ED agents, to plant stories against your opponents? I'm asking you because this is a charge that you are cherry picking. You are planting stories and you are doing it even though there have been no convictions in this matter to fix your opponents. Answer.
You know, Rahul, this is a very serious matter and I don't want to make light of it. But I'm sure you're aware that, Mulla ki daud masjid tak. And I think in the rebuttal to your question, what Kamru Choudhury desperately tried to give but ended up contradicting himself are a few facts which your audience needs to know. A, the Financial Action Task Force is not the handmaiden of the Modi government. It is an intergovernmental body set up in July 1989. And let me tell you one very important thing. Before you cast aspersions on the bona fides and the credibility of the FATF, you need to know that it is currently being headed by a gentleman called T. Raja Kumar, who served in the Ministry of Home Affairs in Singapore and with the Singapore police and with the Interpol for more than 35 years. And he has nothing to do with the BJP. He has nothing to do with the Modi government. Let's to try and join the dots which are non-existent. Point number 3. What Milind Deora, the son of Murli Deora, of course, we all know he expired in 2014. He is on record saying that while there were non-political appointments that were promised to Rana Kapoor, including the Padma Bhushan, they could not come clean on those promises, but they kept telling him कि कुछ ना कुछ तो जरूर करेंगे, and he was sort of dismissed by saying that, the money that was taken from him, roughly $2,64,000 US,
right,
to be precise, that was used in treating Sonia Gandhi. Either which way you look at it, how is it that a businessman was promised one of the highest civilian awards?
Yes.
How is it that a businessman was forced to purchase
Kamru,
was it to hide illegal proceeds?
Sanju Verma.
Was it to launder money?
Sanju Verma, one fact.
Illegal proceeds of the Congress party? That is the moot question.
There is one fact we are all forgetting, viewers, and it's on your screens right now. It's an exclusive fact, and I can put it across as that with a watermark. There is a letter to Mr. Rana Kapoor written on June 4th, 2010. And this letter, viewers, was written by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. It's on your screens. And what is the subject? It says, late Shri Rajiv Gandhi's painting by Shri M F Hussain. And let me read it to you. Sanjay Jha, please listen very carefully. Next question will come to you. Mr. Iyer is already sharpening his knife.
Letter before, Rahul.
You have read the letter. So, Mr. Kamru Choudhury, the transaction took place because it is being recognized by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and she is thanking profusely Mr. Rana Kapoor. And this is what it is. This is further to your letter dated June 3, 2010 on the above subjects. Thank you for purchasing the portrait of my father, Shri Rajiv Gandhi, painted by Shri M F Hussain, which was presented to him in 1985 at the Congress Party's centenary celebrations, and is presently in my ownership and possession. I acknowledge receipt of your letter dated June 3, 2010, as well as your payment. Payment by check number 135343 dated June 3, 2010, drawn on your HSBC account number 0193848900006 in the amount of rupees 2 crores, representing the full and final payment towards subject painting. I trust you're aware of the historical value of this work and ensure its placement in an environment that benefits its stature. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. The dots are being connected here on live television, Sanjay Jha. Here is the letter. Here is a smoking gun. And then, of course, there are confessions by Mr. Rana himself.
Okay, Rahul, just give me 1 minute. Don't interrupt me, and I will tell you why this is all nothing but the typical BJP's vicious, malicious, malignant propaganda. 1 minute, and this debate is as good as over. Number one, firstly, is M F Hussain a mediocre painter? I think the BJP has to be charlatans to call M F Hussain a mediocre painter. Number two, or the investigating agency, which are puppets in the hands of this government. Number two, very important, if this was a fraud, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra would be actually writing a transparent letter acknowledging details, thanking Rana Kapoor, signing off on a letter. I mean, even a child watching your program will know that this is nothing but a whole lot of focus rubbish. Point number three, just hear me out. The fundamental point, did Rana Kapoor get a Padma Bhushan? He didn't. That's the third puncture of this entire incongruous argument.
Now he says that you gypped him even of that. उसने पैसे भी दिए, वो भी नहीं दिया.
Rahul ji,
what kind of demented logic is that? What kind of demented logic?
Okay, 1 second, Ms. Verma, let him finish. Let Sanjay Jha finish.
Rahul, you're being very generous.
No, I have to be. Let him finish. Please, I asked him a question. He's responding. Please let him finish.
Rahul, you're being very indulgent.
No. Let me be indulgent. Let me be indulgent.
Very indulgent with Sanjay Jha for reasons best known to you. I'm sorry.
1 second. Just give me 30 seconds, Ms. Verma. Yeah,
you
finish
are
your point.
Indulgent with the BJP.
I was so indulgent with you. You made 3 points. He's made 2.
Oh my God, Rahul, please.
Rahul ji,
you are never indulgent with Sanju Verma.
राहुल जी जरा सुनिए 2 मिनट के लिए।
Yes.
आजकल भारत भर में, दुनिया भर में चर्चा हो रही है। आजकल तेरे मेरे प्यार के चर्चे हर जबान पर, सबको मालूम है और सबको खबर होगी। And that is what Adani ji and Modi ji the great. The markets have answered कि सच्चाई क्या है।
Oh, Sanjay Jha, please, you're spinning a yarn. I am talking about facts which are recorded in letters. Facts now. 1 minute. Come on. Let's not. Okay, you need to put down. Okay, one second. You see, you show us one smoking gun. You show us one bit of documented proof to join the dots that you try to join every night between Mr. Modi and Mr. Adani. Remember, you tried to do it. 1 second. You tried to do it. 1 second before the 2019 elections. 1 second.
I need to
1 second, Sanjay Jha. Before the. Okay, I'm not going to shout, please.
Research.
It's not fair. I'm not going to shout, please. That's not fair. 1 minute.
Stop
Viewers,
making a fool of yourself
1
on
second.
national television.
This exercise in joining dots between leading business houses like the Ambanis and the Modi government. Now you're not letting me speak. Now, is that fair? Sanjay ji, is that fair? That's not fair. Okay. So the Congress tried to join. Now 1 second, before I come out to you, Ms. Verma, I want to bring in Mr. Mitra. He's also been waiting. He hasn't had a word edgeways. Just 30 seconds. Mr. Mitra, now, the Congress tried this strategy of using Rafale, some vague researchers in the West. You see, the FATF is fake. The FATF that cornered Pakistan and did India a yeoman service, denying them international funding because of their listing as a terror exporting country, today is being doubted by the Congress party. In a sense, it's even giving Pakistan a clean sheet. But media part investigation and some shadowing. No, please, 1 minute.
And we know the ED's
Why don't you let anyone speak? Why don't you let anyone speak? And some person who is being sued in the United States for bilking investors is being believed. Now, I don't understand this. They're selective about even their sources. How does this work, Mr. Mitra?
So, Rahul, I don't know about, the Congress thinking, because that's a sort of a juba all in its own. They've come down to God knows how many seats with zero introspection and zero accountability. And they continue doing what they're doing. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the art and what the context here is. Art is one of the most sought after commodities in the black market for money laundering. Because you can essentially buy art, stack it up in a container somewhere in Singapore port or something. It'll keep appreciating in value. And in fact, art and antiquities trade is one of the biggest sources of terror financing around, simply because of their lack of traceability and the fact that they keep appreciating in value over. It's a very safe market to invest in. Now, why is this particular example been brought about? Because of the fungibility of it. It can be used for any kinds of purposes later on in any way possible. The problem here is that an entire state machinery was used in order to coerce a businessman to buy it with the promise of consideration. Whether that consideration was delivered or not is irrelevant.
Allegedly.
Right. Yeah. However, let me show you some other consideration that was delivered. This gentleman in question, Rana Kapoor, made a whole load of illegal loans, which violated even his own banking rules, to another chap called Gautam, of the Avanta group. Now, the thing there was, this should have automatically triggered all the regulatory mechanisms, which should have gotten in and said, why have you given this loan? That was not done. Why? Now, see, you can keep saying, oh, SEBI didn't investigate Adani, this, that. What ground are you on asking that? I mean, it's a valid question to ask, sure, but it's the same thing here. Except here,
quid pro quo happened in another context.
The problem here is you have a direct quid pro quo link to the Gandhi family, wherein a whole set of expectations has been attached. That he did not get the Padma Vibhushan
if not a quid pro quo, a conflict of interest that looms large Kamruji, conflict of interest. And this man was allowed to do whatever he did, as Mr. Iyer is suggesting, and for which he is stewing still in jail, though not convicted.
Can I make a quick point?
Yeah, coming to you last. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Yeah.
Rahul, I can't understand. Yeah, Rahul, I can't understand what is the link between Priyanka Gandhi, who was never a part of the government, who was never a part of the parliament, who was never a part of the ruling of the
that allows for deniability. Who knows? I don't know. Sanju Verma, the question to you is very quick.
Wait.
You will keep,
No,
sir,
wait.
the denial she has
just
admitted that she
Rahul,
bought the...
Just 10 seconds.
Sir, she's admitted that she sold the painting. Come on. Now, whether there was a quid pro quo, I don't know. But that's the question I want to ask Ms. Verma. Ms. Verma, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. There is no conviction. Why there is no conviction? Enforcement Directorate is known for its 0.5% rate of conviction. Is that one of these cases also? There will be no conviction. Sanju ji.
You know, Rahul, let's be very clear that just before, COVID took a serious turn in India, in 2020 March, Rana Kapoor, under the most stringent provisions of the Anti-Corruption Act and PMLA Act, was arrested. Not only Rana Kapoor, but his daughter Roshni Kapoor, his wife Bindu Kapoor, his other 2 daughters and his 2 son-in-laws. They have all been charge-sheeted. He was given an interim bail only recently in 2022 November because he cited very poor health. That is the only reason he was given an interim and a conditional bail. And I just want to tell one thing. People who try and link Prime Minister Modi to the Adani and the Ambanis, you should know one thing. Today, when the entire world is discussing the collapse of Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank, thank God for Narendra Modi that we rescued Yes Bank in March 2020. Today, it is a healthy bank. And do you know something, Rahul? Something which no channel talks about. Yes Bank was given a special liquidity infusion of 50,000 crores by SBI, and Yes Bank returned that entire sum by September 2020. Today it is functioning in isolation, hale and hearty, without being a handmaiden of the State Bank of India. So don't sit here and give a being brought to the Prime Minister.
Okay, so 1 second. I'm just lower everyone's traders. Viewers, I just need to wrap out of this. Very, very important. Viewers, today the FATF has listed this or flagged this as a transaction which is representative of, as it claims, viewers, not me, money laundering and terrorist financing in the art and antiquities market. Now, viewers, we are constantly talking about our democratic deficit, etc., that is bringing India a bad name. Viewers, corruption. Corruption is bringing India a bad name, and unfortunately, in this case, it's linked to the Congress. Viewers, I would really hope that the ED concludes its investigation. There is a conviction. Otherwise, there will be people like this every night who will say that, look, we told you this is just a witch hunt. Convictions need to happen. I leave it at that.